Our next speaker is on sustainable resource. Okay, that was China's economy and its foreign aid and investment diplomacy. I'd like to call on Tammy to introduce our next speaker, please.
Is she there? I'll probably just...
If I may jump in.
Okay.
Okay.
It is my pleasure to also introduce Eric Muhia. He is an MSc Diplomacy and International Security graduate student, and he's currently with the University of Strathclyde. He's joining us from the United Kingdom, and his presentation is on China's economy and its foreign aid and investment diplomacy. Eric is a driven and ambitious individual who is passionate about promoting diplomacy and international relations. With a background in international relations and a deep commitment to fostering peace and understanding among nations and communities, Eric has emerged as a young leader in the field of diplomacy. He is committed to realizing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which address the persistent issues and new challenges facing people on the planet. His commitment to his goals, combined with his background in international relations and his dedication to fostering peace and understanding, make him a rising star in the field of diplomacy and a leader for the future. Eric, over to you.
Hi everyone. Thank you for the introduction. Now, allow me to share my screen. So I'll begin by sharing about China's economic and foreign investment and aid diplomacy. Just give me a second. My screen, I think it's hanging. If I could, so I'll begin by saying China's foreign aid and investment diplomacy has evolved since Beijing launched its foreign policy in 1950, and during giving foreign assistance than any country. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you. So let me just continue. So, while China's objectives in giving foreign assistance have changed markedly over time, China has always been driven by efforts to realize its foreign policy objective and expand China's external influence. So the key features and importance of China's foreign aid and investment diplomacy, we have the focus on infrastructure development, whereby China has been seen currently emphasizing investment infrastructure, such as building roads, ports, and railways as a way of promoting economic development and trade. For example, this has been seen in Africa and also parts in Asia. The second one is the use of concessional loans. However, the use of concessional loans has led to a question on is it China's debt diplomacy influencing its policies in Africa or in the region? Because as we can see, it provides loans to recipient countries at below market interest rates with longer repayment periods than typical commercial loans. Then what does this do? It encourages and it puts more emphasis on mutual benefit and win-win cooperation. We win on this side, and also we the other side, as a country, win. You take this amount of money, invest in projects, invest in different infrastructure developments, and the creation of this, but at the long last, you need to repair us. So if I go hand in hand to the importance, which are below 2 points. The first one is promoting China's global image, whereby China sees foreign aid and investment as a way of promoting its image as a responsible actor and a leader in the developing world. However, it has faced criticisms by the US and perhaps the UK in them also pushing for such policies and creating global image. And this has been happening also vividly in these coming meetings and summits. It has been happening. So the second one, supporting economic and strategic interests, has really raised a key factor. How? By investing in infrastructure development and building relationships with other countries, China aims to support its economic and strategic interests, such as securing access to resources and markets. How? Through trade, through railways, and through roads, and reaching out to these countries that we invest. What's the end goal? Will also benefit, and will also benefit. So the next slide, please. Thank you. So between the 2 points on China's foreign aid and investment policy has undergone significant changes in the past century. What I can say is that the traditional forms of aid, such as grants and technical assistance, have been largely replaced by concessional loans, which often have been better and interest rate than those offered by Western donors. But should we also cling on Western donors that still have China's response to our needs? I don't know. You tell me. So, and these have allowed China to leverage its large foreign exchange reserves and rapidly growing economy to provide more funding for development projects. So in the past, China's aid was largely driven by political and ideological concerns, but it is now increasingly driven by economic and strategic interests. This has led to the rise of the Belt and Road Initiative as a massive infrastructure and investment program aimed at connecting China with other countries in Asia, Africa, and Europe. Next slide, please. Okay, so what do you mean about and what is the Belt Road Initiative? What is that? So first of all, it is a massive infrastructure investment program launched by China in 2013, which aims to connect China with other countries in Asia, Africa, and Europe through a network of roads, railways, ports, and other infrastructure projects. So the BRI has been a major driver of China's foreign aid and investment diplomacy in recent years. Another thing, the BRI has had an impact on China's foreign aid and investment diplomacy. How? As you have seen by the second point, it has expanded the scope and scale of Chinese investment aid and projects. The BRI covers over 70 countries and includes more than $1 million trillion in planned investment. And this has allowed China to fund a wider range of projects, including highways, for example, in Kenya, railways, for example, in African countries, ports, the eastern coast, for example, in Zambia, and energy infrastructure. Then the initiative has been accompanied by a series of trade agreements and economic partnerships that have increased China's access to foreign markets and resources. Overall, the BRI has become a major component of China's investment diplomacy, providing a framework for China to expand its global influence and promote its economic interests. The next slide, please. Yeah, so looking at the overview of China's foreign aid and investment diplomacy, what I can add is that according to the literature review behind it, is that the relationship between Africa and China has evolved significantly. And from a relatively low-key relationship in the 1960s, I think we can, if you have brief history about China, you can remember it has certain things such as dynasties which emerged. So to one that is increasingly important today, and this has continued engaging and maximizing its own importance. So China's engagement with Africa has been driven primarily by economic considerations. How? With China looking to secure access to natural resources and new markets for its goods and services, this has led to the China relationship, the China-African relationship to be deepened, with China becoming a major development partner for African countries, and this has provided significant amounts of aids and investment opportunities. Next slide, please. Yeah. So what are the examples of Chinese foreign aid and investment projects in Africa? For example, in my country, we have the construction of the Mombasa Railway in Kenya, and we have significant investments in the port of Djibouti, which is a key moment, which is a key strategy in that. So talking about the railway, it is one of the largest infrastructure projects in East Africa and was financed by a $3.8 billion loan from China. And looking at other investments such as Djibouti, which is a key transportation hub for the Horn of Africa, what I can say is that in addition, China has been involved in the construction of several other railways in Africa, including in Ethiopia and Nigeria. China has also provided significant amounts of aid to African countries, such as in the form of debt relief and grants for infrastructure projects. However, if you have a keenly look at these and you evaluate China's influence on these, and a certain element of debt trap diplomacy will hit hard. But I think we need to look at the brighter side.